Hello. As I'm 15 seconds into it, gonna back off for a second, and you'll notice where I am right away. I'm in Ohio, and once I switch this around, boop, there's the DM Rock. This is where I was gonna drag Dee today, and she got ill at work today, so she's not doing her live. I'm doing the live. What you're seeing out, that little bit of light out through, is a full moon, or maybe tomorrow's the full moon. Close enough. But I'm in that little cul-de-sac thing on the trail. Generally, D comes up the trail from this direction down here. You can see that there's a trail marker right there. But D comes up the hill, hits this trail, and then walks up the hill like this. So you're gonna recognize all this. She hasn't made it up to the rock in a while since she got scared on Hollis Hill. So that's why I was gonna drag her here tonight. But there's the rock. You recognize the rock that she goes to. And I'm going to play one of Dee's Howler Hill videos over here at the DM Rock and see if I can get anything to happen. Now they know her voice here, for sure.
We are walking back to the truck. Truck's right there. See those red lights? Those are me.
Make sure the volume is all the way up. There we go. And there she is. There still are fireflies, just so you can watch out if you see little blips of red or orange that only stay there for a second. There are still fireflies flying around here and there. That stupid marker down there. That's shiny. That's going to bother me. Let me get my light. There. Oops, too much. Yeah, right there. There we go. With D being sick, something's upsetting the geese down there in the water. But you remember this hill here. And on video, this doesn't look like much, but it's almost straight down for 200 yards down there. This is quite the hogback road. This right here, this big trail goes almost straight down to the field, and almost really straight down way down there. The video, I'm looking straight, so if I'm pointing it down there, this goes way down in there. Yeah, got two of you. Not too many bugs out. There's moths and things, but it's been cold enough here at nighttime. Last night there wasn't any bugs at all. I didn't get bothered by mosquitoes or anything. Talk over there, D. You got to talk more so they hear you. So I'm going to leave that running up here on the rock. And I know that
I don't know what the sounds were at the end. And then that one coyote was going off. And then that didn't do it anymore.
But yeah,
It
brought my
stings like
knocker.
death. Still, man. God, I don't think you can see me
Woohoo!
in the field.
Whoop!
Man, it stinks.
I guess I don't want to knock on their actual tree or their rock.
What's that?
So let's try this.
What?
That wasn't a tree knock, but that was something thrown up there. Video buffered for a second, but I got that particular tablet because it has its own
What was that? Oh, it's a bird.
cell phone signal.
You got me, little bird.
That way it's not tethered to my phone and I can actually get away from it so that the phone doesn't hear it so bad. All right. So here we go. Whoop! Whoop! Now at home, I'm pretty much specifically looking for Bigfoot. Here at Dogman Rock, I think I'm more likely to oh, it just went to, must have watched this one before. For some reason it went down back to the end, so I put it back to the beginning. You can touch the screen if you want to, I guess. All right. Whoop! But like I was just talking about, I can get away from my tablet because it's running itself on the internet. And I had about 30, maximum of 45 yards if I could directly see it. If I was using a Bluetooth off of my phone on it, it went really far, but it contaminated the video of my phone. You could hear it at all times. But now I've already walked far enough away from it where I can barely hear it. Whoop! I know I'm a lot louder than D, so I had to wait for the people to go away. I'm looking down the hill here. Because if there's people over there on the dam on the other side of that open field, they can hear me quite well. And I tend to yell a lot louder than D does. I can't whistle for crap, but I can yell pretty loud. For a second, right there, where that medium-sized tree is, and then there's a gap and two small trees. Right in there was a dark shadow, and then I could see the small sticks with my eyes. Now that shadow is not there. One whole person watching and 2 likes. Yay! And I'm also going to possibly do something. I saw something move right there. Right. Got the 3 bigger trees down there. In between the biggest one and the next biggest one right there. As I saw the black shadow there too. I'm going to do something that D would not do. And I'm going to huck a small rock down there. Not big enough to hurt anybody, but enough to make noise. I know the one person watching, if that's actually D, she's going to be like, it's right there. Stop swinging the phone around. Everything's all pixelated. Phone's getting hot. The video's up there whistling. I think it was the video. All right. I'm going to not use the big light for a second and turn this one up. Whoop! Whoop! As my night vision comes back a little bit, I can actually see light at the bottom where I guess I'm seeing out of the trees. Right here, can you see that little bit of brightness? That's actually the moon. 3, low, medium, high. There we go. I gotta let my big light calm down for a second. It's too warm. Walk down the path some more. The object is to have Dee's voice up at the rock. I'm going to do my investigation. I want to see if they kick me off this hill, or if I'm just too oblivious for them. Like I was saying before, I'm specifically looking for Bigfoot, and I'm not sure how DMs act, or the ones I see on these videos. They're always hiding and you only see ears, or you catch a little bit of movement here or there. And I know I have you guys zoomed way in. I don't want to zoom you all the way out either, because then you can't see what I see. Now right there, can you see that light? Where the heck? Seems like you should be able to see that light. Right there. See that light right between those two trees right there? I don't know if that's a street light or a house, but I can hear a car going down a road on the other mountain. Yeah. Whoop! And there's no breeze whatsoever here at all. La, 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 la. Hard to tell what I'm hearing. I'm not sure if there's water down in the bottom of that valley down in there, or if I'm hearing shuffling. And dim my light down a little bit. Can you still see down in there? Yeah. Now I can hear Dee's voice, and I can also hear sticks clapping together up here. I don't know if she did that on the video. Like two small sticks being whacked together. And go up there and they probably stole my tree knocker. I've often thought that they might steal my tablet. But here, since they actually do know what her voice sounds like, and mine know what her voice sounds like, but only off the tablet, they know what she sounds like personally, and they may steal my tablet. Anybody down here? Whoop!
Hi, hello. My name is Dee. Please hold. Can you phone me from behind? I know you can harm anybody. I know this side is not used to me. My name again is Dee. And I got something really cool for you.
Dee couldn't come today, so I brought her.
Can't hurt you. I don't know if any of
I
you
brought her voice for you. She's on that little box over there.
been up here.
Not that you know what a box is or anything that I'm saying, but Now I can actually see the bottom all the way down there. But even if I zoom you guys in, it just gets pixelated and you can't see the bottom. So I can see further than you can. Whoop! Now right out there, right in there, I don't know if the phone will catch it, I'll move it around a little bit. There is a tower where the very top light blinks. And you just saw that blink right there? But there's two lights below the blinky light that are red. The blinky light's right there in the middle. See that now? Below that is two lights closer together, but they don't blink. So, and it would have to be 200 feet tall to be, or climb up one of those big ass trees on the very bottom to be out that far. But that cell phone tower is way up there, and the bottom is way, way down there. So those are not, if you happen to see them, those are not eyes. There's a cell phone tower over there. Whoop! And I didn't realize, I said it before, but I can say it again. Did you hear that? That was not my tablet. That came from over here somewhere. Whoop! Whoop! Do it again! That was like, I don't even know. Like somebody tried to whistle with their voice. Whoop! I'm hoping that came across the phone because that was pretty loud. But it sounded like it was up in the trees. Like up in here somewhere. Whoop whoop! Awesome. I have not very often got, in New York, I have not really gotten them to make too many noises back. And the one time they did, I tried to follow them and then they screwed with my mind. Maybe he's up in that tree right there. Those trees are big enough for them to climb up in. And they could definitely be further down and up in the top of a tree. And it would sound like it was like off in the, up off the ground like that high. Whoop! Maybe if I come back over here and stop pointing the lights at them, it'll make more noise. Do you recognize D? Now that woo came from the other side of the hill. I cannot rule out somebody way over on the road. Woo! An actual person that can hear me from there and making a noise back, because that's the people direction is over here. I just heard a vocalization from over there too. Like a ooh. That's awesome. Hello? Also can't rule out people coming back here thinking Dee was going to go live today, even though it's not her vehicle. But that second whoop came from down here. Sounded like. Could have been across the way. But I showed Dee a couple of places down in this mess down here right before the open field that it looks like they made little hides so they can look out into the field but not be seen. Four people, 3 likes, yay! That's like I think the highest I've ever seen. 4 people at once in a live, on my lives. Okay, so that whoop came from down here over here somewhere. That was cool. Like I said, I don't get vocalizations, and I've only ever got one good tree snap when I was looking for them in New York. Dee gets a lot of the really loud tree snaps. I've only ever got one. And I've got little flashes of eye sign, but never anything that was definitive, something great big standing in the woods. I can hear humans off in that direction. But there's a little park down across the water way over there. And there could be people in that open field too. Whoop. At least it's whoops and not growls or barks or howls. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what I would do if I had a DM pushing me out of here. I don't have a lot of fear. I pretty much dare them to come right up where I can see them. But if it was like the one that came out in the field when Dee left and it followed her, I don't think it was actually chasing her. It could have easily had her if it wanted to chase her. But it followed her out into the field. That looked like it had a flat face, kind of more humanish looking. But if I saw one that was werewolfy, like had more of a wolf's head than a human head, I might go into fight mode. And there's just ever so light of a breeze. You hear the people laughing. They're maybe out in that open field. But there is a parking spot over in that direction quite a ways that has like children's swings and slides and stuff over there. And a potty house. Whoop! And it could be a backpacker. This is a backpacker trail. It's possible that somebody could come walking up this trail. Whoop! Whoop whoop! showed Dee the Ohio yell that I do. And I told her she was going to hate it. It's super loud, and pretty much everybody on this side of the park could definitely hear me. And even the people on the other side of the lake. I wonder what that is. Zoom in. Still there. Right all the way down in the one spot right in the middle where you can see. I just heard branches moves off to my left, but there's a bush in the way. And if I point the light at everything that makes a sound, then they won't get close to me. I don't know if any of you in there are from Dee's Dark Adventures or not. Look, 5 people. I don't know if you're from Dee's, if you're Liz or one of those, but I'll say again where I'm at. There's the Dogman Rock right there. And I have the video playing on Dogman Rock in Ohio. Dee's favorite places. She got sick today. She was supposed to do another live, but she got sick at work. So I'm out here doing a live by myself. Not that I mind at all. I love being here. This is just one of the best spots ever. So look around and things like this tree here. It's the same type of structures that I have at home. There's another one right there. And there's one in the back there. I have the same type of structures that she has around. They do a couple slightly little bit of different stuff. Like my guys. Zoom this back out. There we go. Now my guys have 3 trees like this. But when you get 3 trees like that, they'll take that 3rd tree and bend it, and then they'll set one across right there, touching the 2 trees, but forcing this one down so that that one tree will go sideways like that and grow that way. I have not seen that here. And the guys here have, all except for one log that I found today, my guys in what I call the no-no woods, their tree structures in the no-no woods are like trees that big. They're probably takes 2 or 3 or 4 of them to move it. Where most of the ones around here are like this big. And that one's probably 6-8 inches. The bigger ones maybe 10 inches across. But the ones in the no-no woods, those trees weigh in upwards of probably 2 tons. The ones that they mess with up there. And you can see that my LED on this light gets hot, and slowly but surely it dims down. Dark. You can see the moon, but there's no moonlight down in here. Whoop! Whoop! Of course, I picked one of her videos that you can see that the light came on bright. When it gets hot, when the LED gets hot, it starts to dim it down. Then I don't notice because my eyes are so used to it. Then after a while, I'm like, oh, it's real dim again. I picked one of her videos that she has done things to, and she adds the scary music to it, and does that. It's kind of spooky when you're standing there, actually out in the woods with it. Five people, 4 likes. Woohoo! So I'm in Ohio. This is Dee's Dark Adventures, where Dee's stomping ground is. I'm at the Dogman Rock, the open field that I did a live with her where we did about a month ago. Went up and down that open field and tested out her new radiation detector, which went off crazy. In fact, it went off to the point where we were supposed to run away. Anything over 1 on that thing is very dangerous, it says. Let me go back up here. I got a couple of whoops. I'm excited. We have to do. What the heck? Oh, it's a mouse. No, it's a flying squirrel. There's a flying squirrel up in that tree. See him? Did you see him move? As I go around this side, he's going to go around that side, but there's a flying squirrel up in that tree. They're nocturnal. Thought it was right next to the base of it. I thought there was a mouse, but then it ran up the tree. Then I could see what it was. This direction is back out towards my truck. But it's quite a walk. If you remember, if you've watched any of Dee's things, that open field that's down there goes way up to the top of the hill before you get to where the parking is. Half a mile uphill. This is a little easier of a walk, but it's longer because it just snakes along this hog back here. Right in here, not quite as steep. In fact, I told Dee that if she comes this way, around this little bend, to get out, she doesn't have to climb nearly as steep of a hill, and the trees aren't crowding in. It's easier to see if they're chasing her out, that it's actually easier to get out this way, just to zoom down the hill there, rather than go back down the steep hill that she comes up. Whoop whoop. Still hearing people. It is Saturday night, but I can't see any lights down that way. So let's go up the hill a little bit further. And I think that when they make noise or come close to me, they'll realize I'm not going to get scared like Dee does. And if they get up close enough to realize that her voice is coming out of that box and that she's not really here, they might just leave if they can't scare me away. One's going to have to be either kind of aggressive or bold enough to let me see him. Because if he's just like I turn like this and he's standing there and I can actually see him, I won't have to come out here anymore. Because I'm just here to prove them to myself. I won't have to come out here, and I will move on to the next thing, which is probably going to be aliens, and I'm not sure how I'm going to actually prove that to myself, but I want to see. So instead of all the lights and equipment that I've spent on this, I'll be buying better telescope maybe. I'm not sure how I would go about looking for aliens, because it would be very difficult. There's so much junk orbiting Earth now that I wouldn't know if I'm looking at a satellite or a spaceship. And those satellites usually book across pretty quick, but if I was looking at one through a telescope that was kind of expensive and had the ability to track something that's moving, it could very easily just pick up a satellite. Now, I was out here today and I sent Dee a couple of little short videos to show her where I was. I wasn't up here, I was in some different places. And of course, she looks the video over and circles stuff and sends it back to me. And I'm like, I did not catch that with my eyes. And that was the middle of the day. Because when I'm here just for the weekend, this time I'm camping here to see if I can get them to come to me. Spend the whole night. I'm not camping near the Dogman Rock, but and that's another thing I know I'm doing different compared to what Dee does. Number one, I suck at the camera work. But she looks in the medium distance where you could actually like pick out the ears. And I'm always thinking they're going to be further away, so I'm looking way the hell down there, but I should be looking like right in here. And that's pretty cool. That's a sign that the tree grew over. It's got a little hiker, it looks like. There's no skis on them. It looks like a hiker. Whoop! Trail up the hill. Yep. Do another thing that Dee doesn't do up here. Go off the trail. Up and away. Up to the broken tree. But you can see something walks through right where I'm walking. Something walks through here enough where there's no grass, no leaves, pounded down flat up here. Stomp, stomp, stomp. All right. Big broken tree. Two big broken trees. Pretty cool. Go up here. Kind of the object is to get them to, I'm going to sit on this log. Move this one, make sure it's not going to fall on my face. All right. Sit here on this log. Oh, 5 people, 5 likes. Wow. All right. I'm going to turn the light off for a little bit. There. We'll be listening together. Whoop. Whoop. As my eyes adjust, I'm moving you around kind of slowly. I don't think that you can see any of the dappled moonlight, but I can actually see maybe 30 foot. I would be able to see anything if it was moving out to about 30 or 40 feet away. Whoop! Just got a wood knock, but that was quite far away. Whoop! I did not carry my wood knocker around. This time. If I'm wearing my backpack, I have it in my backpack, but I don't want to have a weapon looking thing actually in my hand. Whoop! And I've warned Dee a couple times not to point with her wood knocker or walking stick, because she gets some aggressive sounds and stuff after she does that, if she points with a stick or if David points with a stick. So I'm not sure. Now I can see pretty good. I don't know. The phone doesn't do any justice at all for, like right in front of where I'm not sure if you can see any change in anything out here, but I can actually see a good 50 feet with this full moon. Whoop! And I know that if those things actually hunt at nighttime, where they can see an infrared light, or if they just see like we do, but they see very much better, that they'll be stealthy enough where I'm not going to hear them sneak up on me. But I'm listening anyway. Whoop! Alright, this is pretty boring for you. We're not going to hear anything. I can hear, those people must have been up on the dam, because I can hear them out by where my truck is parked now. can hear them laughing out there. And I walked around the corner, and down there is where I walked up. But you can see right from where I'm at, right here is a pretty good trail. Maybe it was where the old trail used to go, because that was cut off with a saw right there. Maybe this is where the old trail went. You can see that it's all covered over in grass. The other trail's out that way. But I came off into the woods a little bit. And now I'm following another little hogsback, different trail that's grown over. And you see right here, and then it starts to get steeper and steeper. The other hogsback, the trail that the rock is on, is over there. This one is following a second route through here, because this left-hand side is starting to get steep. Whoop! I don't think Dee's been over here. No, I'm always doing this because my flashlight is actually for me to see, and I have the other light, this light here, is your light, so that anywhere I point you can actually see something. But I use this one to see in the distance, and I don't always point the phone. Now you can see that blinky light pretty good. See it blinking out there? It's a different angle from here. Now this trail that I'm on right now, you can see, I have to pick you up a little bit. You can see that this goes down the back of a separate hill, but this trail right here maybe used to be the old trail, but is definitely grown over and not used anymore. I don't know if D next to the rock out here at the DM would walk in this stuff. Whoop! Lisa Ann, hello. I have to touch the screen. I can't say I like this. I'm not going to go too awfully much further. After walking through a freaking tunnel of trees now. Whoop! Those are prickers. That's all blackberry bushes. I could tell by the silvery bottoms. But yeah, this maybe used to be the trail. But they changed where it was. But what I was going to say is I have to touch the screen, and where the comments are, it only stays up there for like 5 seconds and then it fades away. So if I'm not looking at the phone very often, it's also why Dee has a second phone she can look at the comments on. I know very few people watch my page, but when people send Dee money, either on a live or donate to her things that she does on her actual YouTube page, is her Cash App, $ Henna D, HENNADEE on Cash App, starting with a $. But when money is sent to her, I don't have any way to send me money, and I don't ever won't. I just won't. I'm not here for money or likes or looks or followers. I'm out here to see one. But when you send Dee money, it goes towards a second cell phone so that she can look at the comments and look at Cash App and do the necrophonic. She just had a problem where the tire on the squagon popped. The tire on the squagon popped. And she only put it on a post instead of going on to a live and showing, hey, my squagon wagon wheel popped and I need help. It's going to cost whatever, 50 or 75 bucks to replace it. Because she doesn't use that stuff for the money that she gets off of her page, her YouTube stuff. She does not use for personal use. That one goes way up there and stuck. Not stuck very good. It's going to fall down. She does not use it for her personal use. And things like the second cell phone and squagon wheels and probably wheels on her truck are pretty bad too. But when she got stuck by the side of the road, I don't know if any of you remember that, where she did a live because she was stuck by the side of the road. And you would think that the adventurers would pop on and send her a bunch of money so she could get her truck towed. But that's not what happened. So everything she does, from getting here with the gas money and buying lights and phones and phone chargers and leaving work early so that she can do lives, it all costs her money. And that's the money she uses from their donations. I don't monetize my page at all. And of course all 5 of you and 6 likes. The monetizing my page only comes, I mean, you have to have thousands and thousands of followers. And then you have to follow all these guidelines, which is another thing that actually costs her money to follow the guidelines so that she can get 20 or 25 bucks from YouTube. She's not making much money from YouTube. We got to get her a sponsor that helps out with some of her other expenses. I know we send her stuff, like sometimes we send her lights and people send her this and that, cat balls. She goes through those cat balls pretty quick. Lights only can be, you think she likes this one, and it's a Nebo, and it's called a 4K Slide King. The cheapest I've seen it online is 79 bucks. She can't afford that by herself. And she having a cell phone bill and with a second cell phone and doing the things that she does, she can't afford to whip out 79 bucks for just one light. She has lights, and people donate lights. I'm trying to see what this sign says. I haven't seen that before. I don't know where the hell I am. I think I have to go down that path further to find my path. But there is a... Well, that's why... Ouch. That is why that path doesn't go that way anymore. This is the... Let me turn this light down. Get it off at an angle. Can you read it now? Boundary property. This is the property boundary. The Army Corps of Engineers owns the entire place, and the state leases the land and pays money. And there's my trail right there. There's my trail. But that's why that trail has changed and no longer comes up here. It was not on the boundary property line. And there's the actual stake that the when they come out with equipment and mark off your boundary of your actual land, they make stakes like that. It's called surveying. But yeah, that's why this goes here now. Apparently people had made a path that went off the actual property. There we go. And I have been running for an hour and 3 minutes. So there's no way that that's still running back there. Yeah. There's the moon. But the I can see the dappled sunlight reflecting off the moon. The moonlight, I can see that right here. But the phone can't see that. I'll turn it on, and I'll go back here. There's no way that tablet is still playing. It was only an hour. I think it was an hour and 9-minute video that I played. There's another boundary marker. That one happens to be bent. It's right there. All right, I got 2 good whoops. And I'm happy with that. Nothing came to kick me out of here. Hopefully I didn't walk far enough away where they stole my tablet. Or my backpack. Because that has a couple $100 worth of lights in it. Like I told Dee, I've given her some stuff that was pretty expensive. Like that 10K light that I gave her. This one was I paid $79 for it. That 10K light was $93. But that lights everything up. Very bright, super bright. And I bought that for when she's in a open field. If she gets out into an open field, she can light up the entire field or light up all the way across the whole wood line. And it does click down into where it's not quite so much. Okay, my light has decided to dim down permanently because this light is blinking now. Blink, blink, blink. Which means it's down to less than 10%. So we will turn that light off and get the backup light, which is the light that Dee uses. Same light. Now this light, you can barely see that I'm shining the light because my actual shop light is so bright. But this light is her little slidey one that gives you just that little tiny bright light at the, like a pointer. But it's not as bright as my Slide King is. Did you hear that noise? That wasn't people. Might be if they're horse playing all the way down where the river is at the end of the open field. Now this light, my light is about to die. I have to video quit. I said it chased me out into the open. And in fact, that's the video where they chased her out. So power off everything, and thank you 4 people for watching. I can still hear people where they were before. They must be. Yeah, there's people. They may actually be on this path. Yeah, they may be walking up this path. Backpackers. But here's my handy dandy backpack. I do have more lights for me to get out of here. See if I can scare the people a little bit. I'm sorry, people. All right. Thank you guys for watching. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. I did get a whoop in front of me and a whoop behind me, but I did not get any Dogman action. They did not kick me off this hill. And there might actually be people walking up this path, so I'm going to get off of the live. Thank you for coming. And likes don't really matter much because I don't get any money, and there's only 6 likes for people. That's perfect, but likes don't matter too much, but you can hit subscribe, and then the notification will tell you when I go live next time. I may go live in the middle of the day tomorrow if I find something fun here, but tomorrow afternoon I'm going to be leaving back to New York, and it's a 9-hour drive. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.